Only recently I found out that in his annual speech for the New Year's, Vladimir Putin said that the year has been difficult only once, in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I guess all the other years were not difficult for him. Moin, moin, dear people, old, new, my friends, the friends of my friends, relatives, and anyone who discovered this video on the internet, on YouTube, and who thought that it might be interesting for him, them, her, whatever, or it might be even useful, and I hope it might be useful for you. I'm Anna of Northern Germany, a survivor, a fighter, a writer. I already fought today, but it's for a short video, and I wish I could have written instead of fighting. But it's fine. It's life in Germany. I was born in Russia. I support Russian opposition. I'm also against the war, against Putin, and here in Germany I have been living already for more than 2 years. I'm going through integration. It's not always easy, and I'm writing a book, 2 books, and one I'm planning to finish soon. Well, the second draft. And here on this channel I'm talking about mental health awareness and my hobbies, the things I'm passionate about, and I'm also looking at my interests through the prism of mental health awareness, because I went through depression and I have to take into consideration the fact that I used to have depression when I do absolutely everything in my daily life. And it's also about hobbies. But today, what I'm going to talk about, today I'm going to talk about journaling. In this video, I'm going to share my journaling routine. I will introduce you to my past. If I journaled in the past, there is a story behind. Well, I kept a diary, and I think now it's fashionable to call it journaling, or even there is a different word which I forgot. Whatever, I might remember it in the course, or I might write it in the video. And also I'm going to share my chaotic journaling routine. I will share my opinion why you should journal and how you can journal in the context of the mental health, because sometimes, because of the internet, we tend to overdo things, and I will explain what I'm talking about. So first of all, let's talk about my childhood and my past, and in the context of journaling, of course. And yeah, I was born in Russia, and I'm a writer. I enjoy writing. You can read some of my old articles on Medium, but right now I'm working on my own website, and in the future I'd love to publish fewer articles, but more important articles, you know, like more significant, that make an impact on the society. And yeah, I'm also writing books, and in my childhood I also wrote, and I kept a diary, and it was very important for me. I think I kept several diaries kept several diaries, and I remember one of the latest diaries, it was yellow with a butterfly, and it was also like, you know, squishy, like soft. The cover was soft, but there was a bit of a scandal, because I still don't know if it really happened, but I believed that my mother read some extracts from my journal, from my diary of that time. And what you should know about me, I'm very emotional. I was quite a lonely kid. I was overthinking since childhood, and I think I wrote something like I didn't enjoy life, and I didn't necessarily want to continue with my life. So if you If you know, you know. And there was a big scandal. My mom found it out, and I made a conclusion that the only place where she could like dig out this information was in my diary, and that's why I destroyed my diary. Since that moment, I tried to keep my diary a couple of times, but it didn't quite work. I gave up on it, and I think a couple of notebooks somewhere in Russia in my home still keep my my soul poured onto the pages. I think maybe at some point they even started to keep it in English. Did I? I don't remember. Well, now I write it in English. While I was filming the main part of the video, I forgot that I actually had tea. Brainless. Yeah, I wanted to show you my journal. And I wanted to share some pieces, even maybe some quotes, some emotional quotes, because I'm a drama llama. I think today I'm a llama, or I am a princess of the Fire Nation. Don't pay attention to my green hoodie. I am just on the run. I'm an exiled princess in the Earth Kingdom. So yeah, I already told you the original reason why I started to journal. And also what I started to do, I started a drawing diary. And mostly in my drawing diary there are positive events, because generally in the journal I dropped a lot of tears on this journal, let's say it, because yeah, I live in Germany and I go through integration, and for some people it might seem that for refugees these days it's all butterflies and unicorns and soft pillows and mattresses and love, love, peace, peace, but actually not. And today I had a very nice experience, and sometimes Germany reminds me that I'm an Auslander. Although I'm quite an integrated Auslander. For people, I feel sorry for people who are not integrated Auslander. I think even I have it like written here somewhere, Auslander, as a note to myself. Yeah, somewhere. I had it somewhere. Because once I was very upset because I felt very Auslandish. But it's okay. How the idea of the picture diary came to me, it was not my original idea. I have a wonderful friend, her name is Rofi, and we did volunteering together, and she had a diary on the wall in France in the house that we shared, and it was amazing, especially when she left and all those drawings, they stayed, and it was my crying wall. But yeah, these pictures, why we drew on the walls, because nobody really cared there, and every volunteer left drawing on the walls to leave something behind, to leave some memory behind. And I also had like walls with paintings in my room too, but this wall inspired me to have this diary. Okay, so in the childhood I kept a diary, then I didn't, and then I started journaling last year in January. The question why? Why did I start journaling? Why do I need journaling? Well, originally I watched a video by Christiane Jones, I adore her, and she did a journaling routine by Virginia Woolf, and I thought, yeah, I need to try journaling. The original idea was to practice my writing skills, but I put it a bit aside because I am an overachiever, I'm an overworker, and I practice quite a lot, and I used to publish articles every week, then every 2 weeks. Now I'm a bit like reconsidering how I should do it in a healthier way, and also in a more beautiful way for my articles to be stronger, you know. And usually when I reached out for my journal, It was already in the evening when I didn't have energy and I needed to put myself to rest. So I didn't necessarily need to practice a bit more in my journal. Although I did. I did a couple of times, and I might still do it from time to time. But it's not the main reason why I keep a journal. The main reason is that, yeah, I'm a very sensitive person. I cry a lot. I have been sensitive since I was a child. I am very absorbent. I absorb all the energies, all the moods from around me, and I'm very pitiful. I feel sorry for everyone. I see like a kitten, I feel sorry. Timmy the dog looks at me with his big brown eyes. I'm sorry, even if I know that there is nothing to be sorry for. And yeah, so I'm a person like this, and I overthink a lot. That's why I really need to pour my emotions out, to put them into words, to put them on the paper, because otherwise I will complain to people, or I will complain to my viewers. And by that moment, maybe I will have no viewers. And well, yeah, sometimes my thoughts and my emotions, they're not fair towards the surrounding, because yeah, you know, the depression, the intrusive thoughts, sometimes you just follow them and you're already in this lake of shit, floating and thinking, oh my god, how can I save myself, how I can pedal out of all this trouble. Also, these thoughts, they're a real beehive. And they're buzzing, and they're quite venomous if I don't share them. And I'm a person who is prone to hypochondria and anxiety, catastrophizing, and overthinking, and general anxiety. So yeah, I need to live through these thoughts, and the healthiest way to do that is to write it on paper. Many extracts from my diary are related to my post-therapy reflection. For example, there are quotes such as, "It's funny that often before the therapy I think that I am cured and I know everything, but then after therapy I realize, no, I'm not healthy yet. I still have something to think about." Well, it was actually in the past. Now I know that I still have a long way to go. I'm still afraid of men. I am still scared to give telephone calls. I am still quite weak mentally, and sometimes I'm scared to stay alone. But yeah, I'm getting there. I have a very nice psychologist, and talking about my journaling routine, it's not perfect maybe, because yeah, if you Google it, if you find it, and if you put it into YouTube search, you'll find like plenty of videos where people journal every day, every evening, and they have a strict routine of journaling. And I don't have one. It happened, I don't journal every day, I don't journal even every week sometimes. Why it happens? Because sometimes I'm just too exhausted mentally, and I don't want to take a journal and write and write and write, because yeah, I think sometimes we underestimate the levels of our energy and our capacities, and we want to achieve also journaling as an achievement, because you want to be like that cool blogger, you want to journal with a strict routine, you want to be consistent. But sometimes it's better to follow your feelings, to feel what you really need right now. Do you really need journaling, or do you just want to be productive? And toxic productivity is like it's bad in every area of our life. And in this case, maybe it's better to put it aside, rest from journaling, because what I think, many activities, people tend to give up on them. For example, journaling or other stuff. And I believe it's my supposition. It happens that people drop the activity because they expect too much from themselves, and it becomes a chore, and people are overwhelmed. And for example, journaling, it's something that is supposed to help you to feel better. And if it doesn't help you to feel better, of course, sooner or later you give up. And if you don't journal every day, it's okay. If from time to time your hand reaches out for the journal and you are happy, you're looking forward to write something down, and sometimes these moments really come when you are really you're bursting with this desire to journal, that's the right time. And here, a lot of pain is locked in this journal, and here I'm analyzing when I am a strict parent to myself. Here, the strict parent is back, and basically, for example, my journal starts with a very negative set of thoughts, for example, do I even have a talent? I felt tired and disappointed in myself, and what if I will never get better? Well, typical thoughts, but I think it's important to put them here because these moments, depression never lasts forever. I think it's the quote from Reasons to Stay Alive, Matt Haig. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I think this is something he's called depression never lasts forever. And even bad moments, they never last forever. And when you put them on paper, when you feel a bit better, you have a chance to analyze that. Or when you have a session with your therapist, you also have a chance to talk it through because you have it documented here. As I had already mentioned, my journal helps me not to pour all my anger, all my helplessness, which I encounter on my way, on my integration way. And it makes my life easier. It also makes my friends' life easier because, it's also hard for them sometimes because they cannot help me when I have something going on in my head. And also, not only in my head, there were days when it was very difficult and my situation was very unstable, and I might have been deported due to Dublin, for example, back to France. And friends, I have very bad relationships with friends. And so there were very many traumatizing moments, and it was, of course, sad for my friends because they couldn't really move the bureaucracy or do stuff for me. So they could only support me, but mostly all my negative emotions, they went there. For example, when I was still an asylum seeker, I went to the town which is still called Neumünster, and I experienced a lot of stuff there. I was told a lot of bullshit because foreigners are told a lot of bullshit because mostly people believe that foreigners don't know their rights, and this is mostly the fact. That's why I want you to be aware of your rights, especially in your own country and when you're abroad also. Well, both especially. There is no especially. It's always important to know your rights. But there are moments when I think, I don't know how I shall return to Neumünster tomorrow when they messed it up with my papers. And I came there, I came in vain, and I had to return there. The next day, And I was so mentally exhausted, and I just thought, I don't know. And I also argued with a lady because she told me that I had no right to open a bank account, and that was not exactly true, because yeah, like according to the law, I think I was right. I'm not sure, I didn't dig too deep into it, but from what I think, I was right. And I was always told not to argue with them, because my friends, they were always telling me, please don't argue with them. because, yeah, because first let's get something and then argue. I don't know. I still think that it's important to protect your rights. Yeah, or fight for your rights. And yeah, I think worst times were when Alexei Navalny died. Oh, here is February. This is still 12th of February. Yeah, it's writing on the 17th, the 2nd, 2024. There is also stuff like, I want him dead instead of Alexei. And a lot of emotions like this, I think it's better to put them here. Do I need to explain who I wanted dead instead of Alexei? I don't think so. I also speculate a lot about forgiving. I see this question here, how did people forgive? I think it was about Russia, when I was not allowed to vote, because it was sabotaged, obviously, my vote. Yeah, and not only my vote, but yeah, of course wouldn't have changed anything, but I still wanted to give my vote, and I had the right to do that, but I was not allowed. And also, like milder things, I am thinking a lot about resting, how to rest, like several times. I'm asking myself what rest is for me. And I think I figured it out closer to the end of the year. And but it's still a long way to go, of course. And about my parents, about my mom, and I talked to my mom like for 2 years or so. Well, it's the second year already, I guess. And anxiety, a lot of anxiety, and yeah, despair, when I was discriminated, or when people told me something that upset me a lot. Of course, it's the journal contains it all, and yeah, it helps you to live through these moments. Also, journal helps you to remember that there were nice moments too. Example, I bumped onto the quote that something with Pushkin, that I thought that some thought or some, I don't know, some picture in front of me allowed me to suggest that me and Pushkin, like hundreds of years ago, did the very same thing, like enjoyed autumn and praised autumn poetically, and it made me very happy. Or my trip to Blankenese, it's a part of Hamburg, a very beautiful one, highly recommended. And books that I read are also marked here if they really, really shifted something in my soul, such as The Belger by Sylvia Plath. Yeah, those are a lot of, there is a lot of feminist anger related with this book, or with the book which is called Am I Normal Yet? There is also a video on my channel. And also my journal doesn't let me to forget the importance and the significance of self-care, because if you encountered certain mental problems, if you experienced certain mental problems like depression or other stuff, you know that sometimes in the morning you wake up and you know that you have no energy, and you have to force yourself to take a shower, or to eat. And also sometimes you're so busy and you neglect those things while they are vital. They're the most important things that you can possibly do during the day. And if you do them, they'll help you to feel better. Actually, I also made a very old video, 1 year old video after I relapsed, after Alexei Navalny died. You can also watch it, like the sound is maybe zolala, and the picture, of course, yeah, now it's not much better maybe, but I'm trying. And this, this is all my trying. From what I heard from one blogger, she said that the right way, well, there is no right way of journaling, but the correct way for her, it was to write till the moment when she has no more thoughts in her head anymore. But I think when you run out of energy while writing, it's also valid, and it's also valid not to finish the thought that you had started. And if you still have some thoughts like hiving in your head, it's also fine, because the main impact of the journal, it's not for today, it's for later. But by and large, I must say that for me, it was a successful year of journaling. I didn't journal too much, a lot. I would have preferred to journal a bit more, maybe, but yeah, I want to accept it as it is. And yeah, journaling is overhyped on the internet, and I think it's quite reasonable. It's one of those things that is quite reasonable to be hyped about. But at the same time, we need to listen to ourselves. That's why I'm promoting mental health awareness, because there is no correct way to journal, and you need to adapt for your body, for your mental capacities, for your energy levels, for the surrounding around you, because it's surrounding around you, for the surrounding, because sometimes, yeah, the atmosphere is not nice for journaling, because you need some calmness, you need some solitude maybe, and when you cannot obtain this here and now, it's also normal not to journal. Yeah, let's all analyze ourselves a bit, let's not overanalyze, because it's also unhealthy, and let's find out how to implement journaling, this amazing opportunity to share our emotions and feelings and be with ourselves. Let's find out how to implement it in a healthy way for every one of us. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you watched it till the end, wow, I'm sending you the rays of support. And yeah, be gentle with yourself, be kind, don't overdo things, whatever it is. Don't pressure yourself too much, because mostly things are supposed to serve for our well-being. And yeah, I'm sending you love, and peace from my twilighting northern Germany. And tschüss.